All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the That's So Supa podcast. And I'm your host, Starr, aka Supa. You can call me Starr or Supa, whichever way you guys want it. Before we get started, I'm going to thank some of my sponsors that I don't got, but it's okay. One day we'll get our sponsors. This show's going to be popping off, one day. And, I'm just dreaming out here. But yeah, today we're going to we're going to bring up a story that I found on Reddit and follow this page called Am I Wrong? And I'm going to read this story from somebody that wrote down, something that happened in their life. And then I'm going to, give my thoughts on it. So here we go. Here is the title of this Reddit post. My wife refuses to sacrifice for me after I sacrificed for her. And here's the story. My wife, who's a 33-year-old female, and I, a 36-year-old male, moved from Hawaii to the Midwest so she could go back to school to pursue her career goals. It was only supposed to be for 2 years, but turned into four. I paid rent for the first year and a half and supported her emotionally, even though I hated where we lived. I also was not on board to stay for 2 more years, but she dismissed my feelings and got an even more advanced degree, anyways. Once she finished school, we moved to a better part of the country. She now hates her job and is miserable in the position that those 2 extra years got her. I am trying to make it in a creative field, which requires me to spend hours working on my craft without pay. I still work part time to make money. My wife makes considerably more money than me, and for about a year, we've had our bills on a sliding scale. I noticed recently she stopped putting as much into our joint account per month. I asked her about it, and she wants me to contribute more financially. I feel like I've supported her for the 4 years of my life living in this miserable place, working a job I hated to support us financially in the beginning. I really need time to work on my craft, and I decided if we could keep the sliding scale for 2 more years so I can dedicate myself creatively, then it would make up for the support I've given her. Not only did she immediately shut me down when I brought this up, but she said I've never supported her and I should give up on my dreams. We are currently in a big fight over this and on the brink of a divorce. Is it wrong for me to think both partners in a relationship should support each other? I've supported my wife and she refuses to support me. She also claims I've never supported her and should give up on my dreams. Damn, that was a crazy story. That's a crazy story. And, you know, after reading that, the first thing that comes to my mind, it does seem like a really big one-sided story because obviously, to every story, right, there's always two sides to a story. And, it'll be nice to hear the wife's side, but this is what we got. The husband is clearly, very emotionally drained, because he had to jump through some hoops, just to help support his wife's dream. And let me tell you this, man. I'm gonna say this a lot, and relationships, no matter if you're married or not, if you're just a boyfriend or girlfriend, or if you're just dating, relationships is a two-way street, man. It's a I can't say it any better, man. It's a two-way street. One person's gotta put their share, the other person's gotta put their share, because eventually, if only one puts their share in over and over and over and over, that person is gonna get tired. You know what I mean? And it sucks to say, when that person gets tired, their love is gonna depreciate slowly and slowly and slowly, and it sucks. You know what I mean? And that happens a lot in a lot of relationships. And I'm not gonna speak on everybody, but that's no way. That's no way to have a relationship with somebody is only one person putting in the pot, right? And a lot of times people over exaggerate, and after reading this story, this guy said that his wife said he should give up his dream and he's never supported her ever. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, if you guys, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think he supported her. You know what I mean? He didn't have to move with her to the Midwest to, help her pursue her, career goals. You know what I mean? Like, she's going to go back to school. Obviously she's gonna live in the dorms if she went by herself, but they're married. Like, why would you not go with your spouse? Why would you not go to another place? You guys move and you guys start this journey together. Like that's what you did. You guys tied the bond together. You guys are arm in arm now for the rest of your life. That's what happens when you get married, right, guys? You know, right? She's got to understand, and this is just me, and I'm not playing sides here, but she's got to understand in this situation, right? She's got to understand she's going to pursue her dream, but she knows that her husband is going to be sacrificing something. You know what I mean? Because it's not only her that's giving up her life in Hawaii to go start a career or go start this journey, this new path in where she wants to go. She's married now. So it's not just her anymore, it's her and her husband. So her husband also has to give up everything that he's been doing in that moment and move with her and start all over too. And so like I said, it's a two-way street. It's not just going to be about you, it's about you and the other person. And I didn't even mention having kids. And if you have kids, it's not about you and your husband anymore or you and your wife. It's about both of you guys and your kids. So just imagine, right? But I think, just based off of this story, so I don't think the husband is wrong. I feel like the husband is being real good in his communications part. He's talking to her, telling her that, this is what, doesn't like, this is what he likes, and this is what he's doing to contribute, because at least he's contributing something at the same time trying to fulfill his dreams. You know what I mean? Like he's doing something. What did he say? He said he's doing something in the creative field, and he said he's purposely vague for a region, doing that without pay. But at the same time, he's working a part-time job so that he could still hold up his end in helping pay for the bills. And so it's not like he's just completely not doing anything. And if that was the case, then yeah, I would say he's wrong, but he's also putting his part in it while she is doing what she needs to do to fulfill her dreams. Man, relationships is a tricky thing, man. That's for sure. So for me, guys, I've been in relationships before. I'm married now. I've been with my wife for the past. We've been married for 4 years, and we've been together for the past 11 years. And let me tell you, it is not easy. It is not sunshine and rainbows. It is not, the gold pot at the end of the rainbow. And it's that I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying that it's, gonna go straight down to the dumps or whatever. Like, being in a relationship with somebody that you truly love, it's amazing. But, a lot of people think that's like the happy ending. There are days where you want to pull out your hair and scream. There are days where you question like why? Like why did they do this? Or why did I do that? Why did I react? Or why did I get mad? You know what I mean? And but there are those moments, and then there are also the small moments or big moments that make it all worth it. You know what I mean? Like for example, like for me, like when I'm lying in bed and I feel my partner, I feel her arm around me, and I know that I'm not alone. And there are a lot of times where I'm laughing so hard I can hardly breathe. I know through those feelings, like that's the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. But it's not about the good. It's not all about the good times. It's also about the bad times too. It's about being there for each other through all the tough times, through the rough times, through the thick and thin. It's about supporting each other when you don't agree on something. It's about being a team. It's about working together to make it work. Because if everything is perfect, then I mean, what else is there to work towards? You know what I mean? Like waking up every day or every conversation where you accomplish something, you take that next step in your guys relationship, it just feel that little more exhilaration of reaching that next level of, I don't know, of love. I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's, you got to be in the experience to feel that feeling. Like when there's rough times and you guys get through it, it, for some reason, it just makes you guys love each other even more. And I think that relates to like just, being like, for me, I play sports, and when you work together as a team with your teammates and you guys get over that hurdle, it's just that rewarding feeling that you guys did that together. You know what I mean? You got the goal done, you got the goal finished, you crossed the line or you scored a touchdown, whatever you did together. And yes, accomplishing something by yourself feels awesome. We're human beings, and we strive on having connections that bonds with another human being. And so for us to share that moment of getting over a hump, it's that much more rewarding. And that's what relationships, that's what marriage is all about, isn't it? I mean, I think so. It's not about the wedding, it's not about the honeymoon. It's about the commitment to make it work. It's about the commitment to be there for each other through the good, through the bad. I've learned a lot throughout my relationships and my marriages, and they're not easy. They're not perfect, but they are worth it. They are worth the work. They are worth the effort because in the end, it's not about finding the person who will make everything okay. I believe it's about finding the person who you can make everything okay with. So, with that being said, man, that's the end of the podcast, end of the episode. I appreciate you guys listening in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys are listening on Spotify, please do me the favor and rate this podcast. If you can give me a 4 or 5 star, that'd be appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube, like this video, subscribe, hit that notifications button, comment down below any thoughts, any advice that you want to give me, anything that you want me to talk about on the next episode, or whatever you want to say. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you to all the sponsors that I don't got, but maybe one day we'll get a sponsor. We'll see. So without further ado, guys, again, hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Yes, sir.